According to the Associated Press, the Taliban are pressing on with their surge in Afghanistan, saying they seized a strategic border crossing with Pakistan on Wednesday, the latest in a series of key border posts to come under their control in recent weeks. That is including the assassination of 22 Afghan police officers. The development was the latest in Taliban wins on the ground as American and NATO troops complete their pullout from the war battered country. On Tuesday, an Afghan official and a senior government delegation, including the head of the country's Reconciliation Council, would meet the Taliban in Doha, Qatar, to jumpstart the long stalled process of peace talks between the two sides. Taliban spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid tweeted a video purporting to show Taliban fighters Wednesday in the southeastern town of Spin Boldak, along the Afghan-Pakistan border. On the Pakistani side, residents of the border town of Chaman reported seeing the Taliban signature white flag flying just across the boundary line and Taliban fighters and vehicles driving in the area. However, an Afghan government official from southern Kandahar province, where Spin Boldak is located, denied that the Taliban had taken control. The official declined to be identified by name without explaining why. The Taliban have in recent weeks taken a string of major Afghan border crossings, including with Iran, Uzbekistan, and Tajikistan. The border crossing with Iran at Islam Kala in Afghanistan's western Herat province is particularly lucrative and important trade route. Spin Boldak is a key crossing for all goods from Pakistan's southern port city of Karachi to Afghanistan, a landlocked nation dependent on the Arabian Sea port. Last week, the Taliban said they now control 85% of Afghanistan's territory, a claim that is impossible to verify but was considerably higher than previous Taliban statements that more than a third of the country's 421 districts and district centers were in their control. Many Afghan districts have fallen to the Taliban without a fight as Afghan forces abandoned their posts. Reports indicated that Spin Boldak also fell without a fight. The Taliban surge has also resulted in tens of thousands of Afghans fleeing their homes, some as a result of the fighting, but many out of fear of what life might be like under Taliban rule. Zalmay Khalilzad, the U.S. Special Representative for Afghanistan Reconciliation, acknowledged the ongoing chaos in remarks Wednesday. However, he pointed to the decades of unrest in the country since the 1979 Soviet invasion. The fact is that Afghanistan has been at war for over 43 years. It isn't that Afghanistan has been peaceful and now we are withdrawing, and therefore it's becoming a battleground, Khalilzad told an online seminar organized by the Beirut Institute. The Taliban were making progress each year over the last several years while we were still there. However, the United States has been nothing more but a problem in Afghanistan for the last 20 years, since the invasion of Afghanistan after the September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks. The United States has never recognized the Taliban government in Afghanistan, and Ahmed Rashid states that the U.S. indirectly supported the Taliban, its ally in Pakistan, between 1994 and 96, because Washington viewed the Taliban as anti-Iranian, anti-Shia, and potentially pro-Western. Washington furthermore hoped that the Taliban would support development planned by the U.S.-based oil company Unocal. For example, it made no comment when the Taliban captured Herat in 1995 and expelled thousands of girls from schools. In late 1997, American Secretary of State Madeleine Albright began to distance the U.S. from the Taliban, and the American-based oil company Unocal withdrew from negotiations on pipeline construction from Central Asia due to fear that the Taliban would blow up the pipeline reserves. One day before the 1998 capture of Mazar, bin Laden affiliates bombed 2 U.S. embassies in Africa, killing 224 people, wounding approximately 4,500, mostly Africans. The U.S. responded by launching cruise missiles on suspected terrorist camps in Afghanistan, killing over 20 people, although failing to kill bin Laden, on even many al-Qaeda. Mullah Omar, the leader and founder of the Taliban, condemned the missile attack in America and American President Bill Clinton. Saudi Arabia expelled the Taliban envoy in protest over the refusal to turn over bin Laden and after Mullah Omar allegedly insulted the Saudi royal family. However, they met once again, this time in Afghanistan, when General Intelligence Directorate Turki bin Faisal al Saud went to visit Mullah Omar and tried to persuade him to hand him over bin Laden. However, the Taliban held a large meeting later on and came to the conclusion that handing over bin Laden to Western forces, especially the United States and Israel, would be suicide for the Islamic nation in Afghanistan. After the American invasion of Afghanistan in 2001, many instances over the last 20 years saw the United States as nothing more than a, how can I say it without being mean, indecisive on where the future of Afghanistan would be without the Taliban. However, Taliban does have the moniker, it's the graveyard of empires. No foreign nation has ever defeated it. After 20 years, the United States has failed in their attempt to eliminate the Taliban. And according to President Joe Biden, they are going to relieve the country of all U.S. influence by the end of August of 2021. But that remains to be seen and believed.